Hey guys, Jake Whiskey here, and this is a full, comprehensive, no BS guide on how to make at least $1,000 per day trading Solana meme coins and the strategy of the top 7 and 8 figure traders. Now, if you know anything about Solana meme coins, you know there's a massive amount of opportunity here right now. There's a lot of people making life-changing money in a short amount of time. But unfortunately, because of the unregulated nature of the space, there are also 1,000 ways to lose your money as well. So it's very important that you have a roadmap to navigate this space. And today I'm not going to show you not just only how to make profit, but how to make consistent profit day after day after day. So getting right into it, the most important thing to know about Solana meme coins is that this space is based purely on attention. And what I mean by that is that you're trading attention. The wrong way to think about these is coins that are actual companies with actual products and actual utility and value. It's not like the stock market, okay? That's why they're called meme coins. You're purely trading attention, meaning, you know, a meme with no intrinsic value like Chill Guy can go to billions and billions of dollars without having any actual products. Elon Musk tweets out a picture of a dog, and that can go to hundreds of millions of dollars. And so basically the attention, where the attention goes, the money flows. And that's the most important thing to know about this space, and your ability to discern information and to pick the right coins and to find narratives early that you can predict are going to get a lot of attention will make all the difference. So without further ado, you can see I have a couple different windows open in front of me, and these are the 3 most important tools that you need to trade Solana meme coins. And these are all optimized to allow us to spot narratives early, to spot coins early, to see what the best traders and what smart money are buying, and to see what's being tweeted in real time. So let's get right into it. All right, so typically this is what the desktop of a 7 and 8 figure meme coin trader looks like. And I'm going to explain all these windows we have open here, but this is completely optimized for speed and getting to narratives early, to track smart money and good traders, to see what they're buying first, and to stay completely up to date with the most important accounts on Twitter and the latest tweets. So I'm going to start with the most important tool over here on the right, and this is NovaBot, and this is the actual bot that we'll be using to do all of our trading, meaning our buys, our sells, managing our positions, etc. And that's because Nova is the best bot out there for this right now. It's incredibly fast and allows us to get in early, and there's some really amazing features that are optimized again for spotting these narratives early and to getting in coins first. And so if you've used a Telegram bot before, this might look familiar, but Nova is a bot that's completely managed in Telegram. They're coming out with an actual web browser dashboard, but for now it's completely managed in Telegram. And so we have different options here. Of course, you can buy tokens, and all you have to do is send a token address and it will buy that token. You can, of course, manage your positions. I have no open positions at the moment. You can see your wallets. You can snipe tokens if you want to as well. You can copy trade. You can set this AFK mode, which is really cool because you can just set certain filters and Nova will automatically buy those tokens if you're AFK. And so Nova has some really amazing features that make it the best bot for trading right now, not to mention it's incredibly fast. Now, the real reason why we use NovaBot is because they have an incredibly powerful feature that no other trading tool has that allows us to get in first and get in early. But before we go over that, I'm going to go over the 2 other windows that we have open here. So in the middle here, I have a trading platform called Axiom Pro. And this basically gives me a view on the market and to show me what's trending and what's hot. Because remember, this is all about attention and it's all about narrative. So it's super important to have tools that allows us to see where the attention is, what coins people are buying, and what's trending. So this is the Axiom Pro homepage, and this basically just shows me what's trending. So what's gotten a ton of volume, has a high market cap, has a lot of transactions and holders, and what is trending, basically, right? Where the attention is. And so we can see the tokens here, Deep AI and Batcat and all these different tokens with the market cap and the liquidity and the volume. So this is a really great way just to see at a quick glance what the narrative is for today. And then we have these quick buy buttons here using Axiom Pro's platform if we want to, but we will not be using Axiom Pro's platform. That's the really powerful feature that Nova has that I'm going to show you in just a second. We're purely using Axiom Pro for data and to see what is hot right now. Again, we're going to be using NovaBot for our buys and sells, and I'll show you that feature in just a second. But what the main page we're going to use is this Pulse page here. And what this Pulse page is it's showing me all the brand new meme coins launched right now. So we can see here on the left, 1 second ago, 12 seconds ago, 15 seconds ago, 16 seconds ago, with their ticker and their name and their image and data. And this basically is the page that you're going to be spending hours on and spending a lot of time on. I spend a lot of time on this page. Any good trader is going to be spending a lot of time on this page because, again, the goal is to catch these coins as early as possible. And so it's important to be sitting here to see when they're being launched and to catch them before anybody else. And so on the left here is a tab called New Pairs. Again, this is basically any and every coin being launched. And there are thousands and tens of thousands of coins being launched every single day. So, of course, you don't want to just go and buy all of these. Because 99.9% of all meme coins go to zero. And the reason being is because, again, they're not companies with real products and real utility. They're based on attention, and people have short attention spans. There's always a new meme. There's always a new thing in the news. There's always a new trend. There's always a new narrative. And so that's why it's so important to stay on top of these things. And to make sure you know what you're buying and to have a roadmap to navigate all of this. And you're only really going to make a lot of money on the ones that have that attention because, again, where the attention goes, the money flows. So that's why we have all of these tools and why we have all this information that shows us where the attention is, how to spot narratives early, what people are talking about on Twitter. Now, one more thing is that everything meme coin wise and really all of crypto wise is happening on Twitter. Twitter is basically the unofficial social media for cryptocurrency. And so when a token launches or when a token pumps or when somebody tweets out a token or when somebody posts a token or when a token runs to hundreds of millions of dollars, it's usually happening on Twitter first. And so it's very important to have a Twitter account, to follow these people in crypto, to stay up to date on trends, to stay up to date on narrative, to stay up to date on the crypto culture, because that's where everything is happening. And if you can do that and you can stay plugged into that narrative of crypto Twitter, then you're going to do well in meme coins because you're going to understand the space much better. If you're not plugged into Twitter, if you don't have a Twitter, if you don't really care to have a Twitter, then you're not going to do as well because all of these coins are based on Twitter. And that's why even this Axiom Pro website and most of the websites that display these tokens will have an icon for Twitter, or X now, I guess you could call it. And that's why they have an icon for X and not Instagram and not Facebook and not TikTok, because this is all happening on Twitter. So on the left here, as I just explained, we have the brand new tokens being created every second, tens of thousands of coins being created each day. In the middle here, this is final stretch. And if you're not familiar with what this means, these are basically the tokens that are doing better, that have a lot more buys, that have more holders. There can still be scams here too. Okay, I don't want to say there's no scams, but basically these tokens are, have got more volume and transactions and holders than these on the left over here. These could get no buys whatsoever and just be garbage. And then on the right here, these, have basically migrated. And what that means is that 99% of these tokens are created on a website called pump.fun. And anybody can go create a token for a couple dollars within a couple minutes. And so that's why there's so many rugs and scams and, tens of thousands of these tokens created every single day. But in the middle here, final stretch, basically once a token gets to a certain market cap, so I believe it's about $80,000 right now, then the liquidity from that token gets transferred to a pool. Pump Fund transfers it to a platform called Radium. And basically that's what this migrated tab here means. And usually on Radium, it's relatively safer. I don't want to say it's 100% safe because, again, there's still so many scams and rugs over here. But there are a lot of people that do wait to buy until Radium, or once it graduates to Radium, they're willing to put a lot more money in or thousands more in because it's generally safer. But again, use that with a grain of salt because there's still a lot more rugs over here as well. So I guess a way to summarize this is incredibly risky. I don't even go over here to these new pairs because there's just so many being created and you have a super high chance to lose all your money. So incredibly risky, less risky, and even less risky. Okay, so nothing is completely safe. Now, going over each of these tokens here, okay, I just want to show you some information that Axiom Pro displays to us. And so you can see each of these tokens have icons. And again, this is super important because in meme coin trading, we're making very fast decisions. We need to be able to discern information really quickly, and we need to be able to spot at a quick glance whether a token is a good buy. And so we can look at this token here, and we can see there's some different icons. So first of all, we have market cap. Okay, it's $59,000 in market cap, which basically means how high the token has gone and how many people have bought into the token. We have the volume. So this token has gotten $31,000 in volume in buys and sells. We have the icon, the picture of the token. We have the ticker and then the name. And then we have when the token was created, the X account. So I can simply click this and it will take me to this token's, I prefer saying Twitter, this token's Twitter account. And at a quick glance, again, it's important because this is all based on Twitter. So going back to Axiom Pro, and then I can search. This is a brand new icon. I believe this allows me to just basically search the contract address. Yes, right on Twitter. So each of these tokens have a contract address, a unique contract address. And if I click this button, and I can see what people are basically talking about this specific token, which is really good because, again, this is based on attention and people talking about it. So if I see a lot of people talking about this token, it might be a good buy. And then we have this 48% here, which is basically the top 10 holders of this token hold 48% of this token, which is basically half of the token, which is usually one we want to stay away from. When people hold that much of the supply, then it only takes one person to dump the entire token. And you can see this dumped from $80,000 in market cap down to $20,000 in market cap right away once it migrated from Pump Fun here over to Radium on the right. And we can see this top 10 holder icon has dropped down from 48% all the way down to 27%. All right, now the next icon is this one right here, which says DS with a little chef hat. And this is basically whether the developer has sold. Now you can see there's different versions of this. So this blue one is the developer has sold. This green one down here is the developer holds 1% of the token, which is green, and it's good because, again, we don't want the developer holding too much of the supply because if they do, then they can basically just tank the token and we'll lose all of our money if they decide to sell. So this one right below it, the developer holds 77% of this token. And if the developer decides to sell at any second, even if we're up a ton of money and the coin is pumping and it looks great, if the developer decides to sell, if one person decides to sell, we can lose a lot and most of our money. So obviously we want to stay away from that. The next icon here we have is Sniper. So basically there's all sorts of bots in meme coins and crypto that people use to snipe tokens right when they're launched, and it's completely automated. So just like the developer sold, we generally don't want to see snipers having too much of supply, so 1% is great. And then this ghost here is basically insiders. And so how many people were sent supply of this token or got supply inorganically and are not real traders. Again, we want to see that low, of course. And then here is Bundler, which is basically another bot that allows the developers or insiders to create fake wallets to buy up the token and buy up the supply, allowing them to dump on your heads. So for the most part, this token looks okay because the developer only holds 1%. Snipers hold 1%, insiders 0%, and bundlers 1%. So this looks safer, okay? Not to say that this still can't go down or you can't lose your money on this, but this looks like a better one to buy than a lot of these. Now, clicking into this actual token here of Floof, what is this? Floof the dog. We can see some statistics. And so this is what I was talking about earlier about how this token is migrating from Pump Fun to Radium, and basically that liquidity pool is being transferred. And so there's a few minutes. I know this says it can take up to 30 minutes, but typically I found it's usually like a couple minutes for it to transfer that liquidity pool. And while it's transferred, you actually can't buy and sell the token. And so it's in a bit of a freeze right here. But while it's transferring, I'm just going to show you this terminal and what all this information means, because this can look a little bit intimidating if you've never traded meme coins before. So we're in the terminal here, and this is basically where we're going to see all the information we need to make an educated decision on whether to buy and sell this token. And so we have our buy buttons here. Okay, so this token just went live again on Radium, and we'll see how it does. Usually when they go live on Radium, they get a ton of volume. So we can buy this token. We can put in preset amounts, 0.1 Solana, 1 Solana, 10 Solana, and then we could sell 25%, 50%, 100%, etc. We have the market cap here, so it's already gone from $77,000 up to $94,000 in market cap. Price, liquidity, supply on Pump Fun. You don't have to worry about that too much right now. I'm not going to go too in depth with that today. And then this icon here on the right is basically developer migrations. And so what that means is this is a pretty decent sign here. This developer has migrated 3 tokens. It could be a good sign. Sometimes it's not. But basically what that means is, again, there's tens of thousands of tokens being created every single day on Pump Fun. And a very small percentage of them actually migrate from Pump Fun to Radium. And the reason being is because you have to get to $77,000 in market cap to migrate. And not all of the tokens can do that, obviously. And so this developer has been able to successfully do that 3 times with 3 different tokens. And so there are a lot of people that do take that as a buy sign. I'm not saying you should, but that means this developer has gotten 2 other tokens, including this one, to Radium and hitting at least $80,000 in market cap. Of course, you have all of our buys and sells, our real-time trades right here. We have our open positions right here. Have no open positions at the moment. And then we have the holders of the token. And this is going to bring up basically a little map that shows us the distribution of supply within the wallets. This looks okay. And then we have the holders, the top holders, how much percentage they own. This person owns 12% and has 436 Solana worth, etc., etc. So we can see holders, how much they own, and then top traders on this token. Now, some cool things about Axiom Pro. We can open up this instant trade panel if we do want to trade on Axiom Pro. Again, we're not going to be using Axiom Pro to trade. We're purely using it for information. And then we can use this trades panel here. And this will basically show us the real-time buys and sells of this token. And so I can see if there's a flood of sells coming in, I might use that as a sell sign. I might want to get out or buy sign. And I do believe I have this filtered. Okay, I have this filtered for at least $200 in US dollars. That way, I'm only seeing buys and sells that really can move the chart. So this token has gone from $77,000 since we saw it, hovering around $100,000, having a tough time breaking past that $100,000 mark. But this would be a token that if we would have bought right when we saw it, then we would have made a little bit of money on, around 40 to 50% or so. And then the last little piece of information I'll show you is up top here in the right. And this is basically the volume that the token is getting. So in the past 5 minutes, this token has gotten $107,000 in volume. In the past hour, it's gotten $207,000 in volume. As you can see, this token is really tanking here after hitting $112,000 in market cap. So again, just because all the icons look good and the snipers was low and the developers low and insiders were low and bundlers were low, doesn't mean these tokens still can't tank, because again, even if all these things are great, if the narrative is not good and there's not attention on the token, it simply won't gain enough traction and momentum to really pump and to make you a good profit. Okay, so that's the last thing I'll go over in Axiom Pro as far as interpreting this data. But now we're going to go to how we actually buy and sell these tokens, right? Because we just talked about NovaBot, which is where we'll be conducting all of our transactions, but we're not going to be trading in this Telegram bot. We're actually going to go back to my web browser, and I'm going to go to my Chrome extensions, and I have a Nova Chrome extension here called Nova Click, and this is the best feature about Nova, and this allows us to get into tokens incredibly quickly. So I can go ahead and enable that and watch what happens. Nova actually overlays their own buy and sell buttons right into Axiom Pro, allowing me to use NovaBot right inside Axiom Pro or other popular trading platforms like BullX or Photon. Nova Click is compatible with all of these platforms. So this gives me the best of both worlds, because I can have Axiom Pro's information and I can see their data and I can watch the chart, but I can use the fastest bot, which is Nova, to actually buy and sell these tokens. And if I go back to Nova, I actually have something called Nova Panel. And again, it opens up this little panel, and I can just have this open here on the chart and buy and sell quickly while I'm watching this chart. So this is an amazing feature that Nova has, and can just allow us to manage all of our positions right within these trading platforms. And we can also go back and manage them in Telegram if we want to. So I'll just show you an example. I'll go ahead and buy, I don't even know what this token is, but I'm going to buy some of this token. I'll go ahead and buy 0.1 Solana. So I'll click buy. It'll process, and we can see that this actually just popped up within our Nova Telegram bot. So it registered the buy, and this, you can see this Chrome extension is connected to our Telegram bot. So then I can go ahead and click sell, or I can open up my Nova panel and I can sell 100%, and then boom, registered the sell right in Telegram as well. So it's super important to have Nova, because this will allow you to be faster than everybody else. Now, Nova is not open to the public. It's invite only, but I actually have an early access link. If you go down in the description and click that link, you can get access to Nova today and start trading with it right away. So I highly recommend you do that, because it's going to be substantially faster than anything else out there. Now, this coin is really taken off here, so I don't know. So the point about this space is this could be purely from an influencer tweet, or somebody big tweeted this, or the account tweeted some information, and this led to this massive candle here. And that's why it's so important to stay on top of narrative. And so what we can do is we can go into Twitter here, and we can just see, did they tweet anything, or did they retweet anybody who tweeted them? I don't really see anything new, so maybe somebody tweeted them. And I can go and I can click the search icon, and I can bring up all the tweets that tweeted this ticker or the contract address. I don't really see anybody that's too notable that tweeted about them, but there are a good amount of people tweeting about Floof. I don't think that's a reason for the massive pump. I'm not exactly sure, but we're going to continue to monitor that. Now, another really cool thing about Nova is that you can probably see right here, we also have a buy button. And yes, that is from NovaBot. So why Nova is so amazing and the best bot right now is because simply this feature that they allow you to buy right on Twitter. Because again, a lot of times these tokens are being tweeted out on Twitter first. Twitter is going to be the first place to hear about these tokens. And so the ability to just buy these tokens right on Twitter and not even have to switch to Axiom Pro or take a few seconds to switch to our Telegram bot makes all the difference, because that couple seconds of difference can make a massive change in how profitable you are and how much money you make. And so, again, I'll just show you what this looks like when I turn it off. The buy button goes away. And so I'll turn that back on, and I can, again, buy that straight from Twitter. And you can see that it registered right here in Telegram. And then I can go and I can actually just sell this right in Telegram if I want to. Boom, sold. So get NovaBot. Make sure you go down to that link below and get access to NovaBot today. Okay, so we have our bot we'll be using for all of our buys and sells, which is NovaBot, that allows us to get in extremely early. Number two, we have our platform Axiom Pro, where we can monitor the latest tokens, watch the charts, and watch the data. And now number three, how do we stay up to date on narrative? How do we stay plugged into the space and to see where the attention is going? So I'm going to show you some trackers that I have that allow us to do this. So without further ado, getting right into Axiom Pro, we're going to go up right to this trackers tab. And what this is, you can see this says live trades here. And these are wallets that I've added here and I've named, and I can see real time what they're buying and selling. So I can see Cupsy here 2 minutes ago sold VG. I can see Frank also sold VG. I can see right now Jalen Web3 just bought VG. So I'm like, what the heck is VG? That might be an interesting token. I can see Assassin is buying a token called BatDog. But basically, these are the most profitable traders in the space. And being able to track them will give us an edge, and we can see what they're buying real time to help us stay up to date. Because remember, 99.9% of these tokens will go to zero. And so you want to have some sort of way to at least discern information and filter them out. And tracking wallets and tracking the best traders is a really great start to do that. And so I can actually go into these wallets too on Axiom Pro, and I can see that Jalen has made $930,000. I can see his active positions right now, what he has. I can see his history of trades. So he lost some money on VG here, but he made some money on this rug token, lost money in these two, made $300 here, $500 here. I can see his top 100 trades. So he bought $2,500 worth of his token and sold $8,000 of this token, and then I can see his real-time activity. Again, going to the next one, Frank, I can say he's made $2.3 million. And so these are really, really good traders, and following them will give me that much more of an edge to stay up to date on narrative and to stay plugged into the space. Now, one more cool feature that Axiom Pro has is I can actually click into VG here, and I see all sorts of crazy icons on this chart. And basically what this is these are the buys and sells of the wallets that I've tracked. And so I have Frank here, and I can see he bought $6,000 worth at a $938,000 market cap. I can see Cupsy bought here. I can see there was a bunch of sells here, buys and sells. And so trading real time, especially if I'm new and I'm still kind of figuring out this game, this is so incredibly helpful to see how the best traders think, to see how they're looking at this, to see where they're buying and where they're selling. And so if you don't have tracked wallets, if you're wondering how the heck do I find best traders or how do I find people I know that will do well and make money. So basically what you can do here is most of these trading platforms have a tab called Top Traders. And we can click into Top Traders and we can go to any one of these wallets. So a good rule of thumb is you want to make sure they bought as many tokens as they sold, or they bought at least more tokens than they sold. If they sold more tokens than they bought, well, that doesn't make any sense, right? Because how can they sell more tokens than they buy? And you will see that. That usually means that they're an insider or they were sent supply. And so I'm just going to open up one of these wallets here. Let's open up this guy who bought 14.8 Solana worth and sold 103 Solana worth and made 88 Solana, which is roughly $18,000 right now. So we'll go ahead and open up that. And we can see in the past we can see total, this person has made $500,000. And we can, again, go look at their active positions. We can see their history. We can see their activity. And then we can basically star them, and we can rename their wallet right here to track them right inside of Axiom Pro. And so that's a great way to get started, is just go through Top Traders and find good wallets that way. But I will put a list in the description down below as well with some of the best traders in the space to follow, and I'll give you a good start with that. Now, the last thing we're going to go over are Twitter trackers. And on the right here, Axiom Pro has their own Twitter tracker. And so I don't know how they discern who to put in this Twitter tracker, because as you can see, we have McDonald's, a tweet from McDonald's up here, and I don't know why McDonald's is in here, but for the most part, these are notable accounts within crypto, and a tweet from them could be a buy signal, a sell signal, it could move a token, etc. And so it's super important to stay up to date on Twitter, and honestly, the Twitter tracker might be your number one tool. And I really like that Axiom Pro has a Twitter tracker right inside their platform. But because this is a new feature of theirs, there's limited customization. You can't really decide who to follow. You can't really decide whether it alerts you or not. And you're kind of just left at the mercy of who they choose to track. And so what we're going to use instead is actually this Discord tracker. And that's why I have this open here on the left. And so this is a tool called TweetShift. I believe it's like $3 a month or $4 a month. And so I've created a Discord channel, and I added TweetShift to my Discord channel, and I can tell TweetShift who to follow, and it will show me real time of tweets from those people. So you can see Whale Watch obviously tweets a ton. I have DGen News. I have all sorts of people in this specific channel. But I have a lot of customization here. So unlike Axiom Pro's Twitter tracker, I can go and I can find specific people to track. So let me just show you an example of how this works. So let's say I go to Batcat here, and I open up their Twitter page, and all I have to do is find their Twitter username. And so it's Batcat CTO. I'll just go ahead and copy this, and I can go and I can say follow, feed source, Batcat CTO, channel, we will just keep it in tweets, true. I'll take links, true, and then let's say I want it to ping everybody when there's a new tweet. I can turn that on as well, and I can just press enter, and TweetShift will now tell me, okay, we are following Batcat CTO, and I will get new tweets from them every single time they tweet. And the reason why I have Discord open in the web browser and not the application is because, again, the Nova Chrome extension allows us to buy tokens right within Discord if a coin address is tweeted. And so that's just another reason why I love Nova and why that's so powerful. And so this TweetShift is a super important tool that you'll use to track important accounts in Twitter and to stay up to date with the latest trends, the latest narratives, attention, what tokens are launching, what tokens are pumping. It's all happening right here in your feed. Okay, so let me just show you a quick example of workflow. We have our Nova bot now for buying and selling. We have our Axiom Pro terminal for monitoring new tokens, and then we have our Discord Twitter tracker on the left. And what we'll be doing is really just sitting here on this Axiom Pro Pulse page and monitoring the new tokens and trying to get there first while our Twitter tracker is open on the left. And so we're looking for these tokens. This one's kind of funny. And this is an example of maybe a narrative that could run. So Elon Musk, it recently came out, he had a baby with a woman he's not married to, and it's like his 13th baby with a fourth woman or something. And so this looks like it's called. So we have a token. Yeah. So there's no actual Twitter or anything. But somebody's just kind of memeing it and making a coin about the event. So this is an example right here of that people will make coins about anything. And so something, if it's funny, if it makes you laugh, you're like, oh, I think this will get a ton of attention, or this is definitely going to blow up. Could be something to buy. And your ability to discern that information and knowing what's going to run and knowing what's going to be a good narrative and what's not is going to make all of the difference. Because the number one factor when you're buying these tokens is, will this narrative run? Do I think this narrative could run? Does everything look good? And do I think that a lot of people are going to ape into this token purely because of what it is and the attention on it? And so it doesn't look like this is getting a massive amount of volume or anything, but this is a clear example here of we're just looking, we're just watching each day what coins are being created, what narratives and what are people making tokens on. And so we might go here and click into a token and see, okay, this is getting a crazy amount of volume, $600,000 in volume in the past 5 minutes. This has a $4 million in market cap, and the token was created 4 minutes ago. Could be a scam because that's crazy fast to get to $4 million in market cap. But we're going to go and open up the Twitter. Don't know what Next PT is. Next will officially launch in 1 hour. That doesn't tell me anything. Okay, AI agent. Yeah, so to me, this is kind of saying, yeah, this is saying scam to me because it doesn't really look legitimate. Nobody I'm following follow this account. So right off the bat, I have red flags going, and just like that, your ability to discern quickly and develop intuition is going to make the difference. And you only really do that with time in this space and experience. And so that's really what it is. You need to be making quick decisions and being able to vet these tokens as fast as you possibly can, because again, you want to get in as early as possible and be the first one. And so I don't really spend too much time over here. I'm mostly looking in the middle here. It's about 9 o'clock at night, so there's not a ton of volume right now, not a ton of tokens being launched, but I'll look at this one. Yeah, chart looks okay. You know, you go to the website. Okay, just took me to a TikTok page. I don't know too much about TikTok memes, so I don't know if this has 7 million likes. So maybe it could run. It's not my strength and not my forte, TikTok memes, but it could run, and it's getting some volume. I'm seeing the holders are at 546. Ideally, obviously, we want to see that start to go up and more people buying into this token. And we're just trying to get there first. We're just trying to be ahead of that attention. And we're just sitting on our Twitter monitors, and we're sitting on Axiom Pro, and we are just waiting for the next big narrative. But once we're confident and once we see something that could run, and maybe people are tweeting about it and smart wallets we follow are buying into it, then that's when we hit those runners. And so this was just a overview and a guide of how to make $1,000 a day at least in meme coins. And if you can spot these narratives early, if you can stay plugged in, if you can know where the attention is going, and you can buy these tokens first, then you're gonna make a lot of money in meme coins. And that's the beauty about this space, is that you really don't have to have years of stock experience and know how to do technical analysis. You really just have to know the culture, know the trends, and know where the attention is going. And all of the best traders, all the traders making hundreds of thousands of dollars, making millions of dollars in meme coins, they're literally sitting on here hours a day. They're plugged into narrative. They're trying to get there first, and that's all it takes. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you found it valuable. Go crush it in meme coins, and I'll see you in the next video.